Now, in case you haven't already heard the news, Akira Toriyama, the beloved manga artist, more famously known for creating the most influential manga slash anime ever, Dragon Ball, has passed away. And if you're a 90s or early 2000s kid like me, this news hurts, man. Like, Dragon Ball, mainly Dragon Ball Z, was easily my most loved show way before I even knew what anime was. And honestly, this came to me as a shock. Like, a coworker broke the news to me and I genuinely thought he was trolling, but nah, it is in fact real. So I figured I would make a quick video after work just going over my thoughts on this. This is way different than my usual content, by the way, but it's a topic I cannot pass up. I need to speak my mind on this. Now, I was born in 1998. I'm 26. And whenever I think back to my earliest memory of TV shows, it's always Dragon Ball Z that I fondly remember waiting all week to watch in elementary school. Other kids, they were in love with superheroes, but me, I wanted to be a Super Saiyan instead. And that's the case for literally all my friends. Don't get me wrong, I love comics too, but anime by far trumps it for me simply because it's been there with me even before I knew what anime was. Anybody hearing this right now, think back. Have you ever mimicked the Kamehameha or yelled with Goku or Vegeta like while they charged up? I was that kid, bro. I even remember standing on my couch, raising my hands for the spirit bomb to kill Boo. This manga and show just means so much to so many people, and despite the simplistic writing and somewhat lackluster animations at times, it's still the GOAT. It's still the GOAT. A lot of anime you love now is here because of Dragon Ball Z, here because of Toriyama and his vision. This man is leaving a ridiculously impressive legacy behind and is easily a figure that will never be forgotten. It's crazy how we always have this debate, right, on anime versus comics. And now the two biggest creatives from those respective industries have both left us now. Think about that. Now those Goku versus debates are gonna hit way different. Funny story, right? So I'm one of those guys that never cries. I can probably remember every time I've ever cried in my life. That's how little I cry. And Dragon Ball Z is weirdly the only show that's ever almost made me cry. Like, genuinely, like, I didn't cry, but I was very close to it. I'm the biggest Vegeta fan in the world. Like, I love Vegeta. He's my, like, literally my favorite anime character in general. I love Vegeta, right? Biggest Vegeta fan. And when that man sacrificed himself against Boo and that shit did nothing, like, 7, 8-year-old me, bro, I lost my shit. I was livid, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I didn't even want to watch the next episode. That's how invested I was in Dragon Ball Z. And you got to remember, at this time, I thought Dragon Ball Z was just a regular cartoon. Like, I was looking at Dragon Ball Z kind of like, you know, Teen Titans, Avatar, even SpongeBob. Like, I'm looking at it like it's just a regular cartoon, but I was still so much more invested in Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know, maybe it's the characters, maybe it's just the spectacle, but that shit had me in a headlock, man. I can't bring up Dragon Ball Z without bringing up the Budokai games, man. If you never had that black ring in the middle of your hand from a long session of doing beam struggles with like your brother or your cousin or your dad, whoever it was, we cannot be friends, bro. Like, that shit was like kind of like a mark of honor after playing a Budokai game. It sounds crazy, but it's true, man. It's kind of like when you would play Mario Party, like some people would say that like their hands would hurt and like they would like bruise their thumb. It's the same kind of principle, man. Like, those games also were a great way for you to actually learn the entire story. So when I was a kid, right, obviously I was in school, so I didn't see every episode of Dragon Ball Z back then, but I did have the games and I played through them so much that I pretty much knew everything before I like completed Dragon Ball Z when I got older. So it was actually really good for that, and it was also just fun throwing multiple Destructo discs as Krillin. So I'm getting a little off topic, but I just hope and pray that in the end, Akira Toriyama knew the impact that his creation, that his vision had on kids my age. Like, that was everything to me growing up, man. Being a Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Z was just the shit for me as a kid. And I'm confident he knew, but man, I don't think he could ever fully understand it. I don't think he could have ever fully grasped that. I don't want to drone on too much. This video is meant to be short. I'm just one of those people that has to get my thoughts out when it's something that hits close to home like this. Ultimately, rest in peace to the GOAT of manga and anime, Akira Toriyama. I wish his family the best in this time. And here's to the hope that someone great can carry on his legacy that he built properly. Because a world without Goku, a world without Dragon Ball, a world without Toriyama's vision is a lousy world, to be honest.